Morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to Commissioners Court. We appreciate you being here today with us. Before we get started, we have Brother Wolf with Sand Springs with us to lead us in our invocation, and Commissioner Cam, the pledges as usual.
Lord God, we just come to you today, and we just thank you for another day on this earth, for the sun in the sky and air in our lungs. We proclaim you as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and exalt your name above all other names. Lord, I thank you for the protection, the provision, the peace that you have placed upon us, and ask that you provide that same peace, protection, and provision for each individual in this room and their families, Lord, as they open themselves up and give of themselves to help the citizens of this county. Lord, we ask for that your peace be upon this meeting, and that everything that is spoken of and done in here today, Lord, is edifying your kingdom. And we just love you, and we say these things in your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Brother Wolf, thank you very much. All right. Well, again, good morning. Remind everyone, please silence your phones. The time is 9:01. We do have a quorum, so we will call this meeting to order. Are there any citizens' comments?
No, sir.
Item number 1, consider and take action on previous held meeting of the minutes of a previous held meeting of Commissioners Court on February the 18th, 2025. Are there any additions, deletions, or comments?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the Commissioners Court meeting regular session on February the 18th, 2025 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the minutes of February 18th, 2025 as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item number 2 is consider and discuss presentation by Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott, LLP for delinquent court fines of the Justice of the Peace Courts. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge McKinney, Commissioners. Thank you for having us here this morning. My name is Doug Burnside, and I'm a partner with the Purdue Brandon Law Firm. First of all, I want to introduce the team that we have here with us here today. Scott Muha, who's our Director of Client Services. Shira Thompson, who is new to our firm, relatively new to our firm, and she's one of our client liaisons, and Melissa Pace. And Melissa and Shira are the ones who are working on a day-to-day basis with your judges and your clerks. Also, Scott is too, so that's what they do. Tiger would have been here today, Tiger Worsham, but unfortunately, I didn't see all of V.G. Young last week, but he has had a fusion in his neck and had 2 vertebrae in his neck fused, and he is kind of out of commission for a little bit. He's got a big old neck brace on and has to be driven around, and they weren't able to make it today. But, so if we go to page 1 of our report, that's the team that supports us. You know, in addition to the individuals who are here, there are people who are behind the scenes who are working to making sure that the collections for Henderson County are as good and as efficient as possible. On the 3rd page, we have a snapshot of the collections for all of the courts for the life of our contract that we've had with the county. We've been collecting for Precinct 2, I believe, since 2013, and the other 3 courts since 2017. And in that time, we've had almost $8 million turned over to us for collections, and we've resolved $5.6 million of that, which includes $3.5 million in payments. How we achieve that is, as always, through communications. The best method of collections is communications with the debtors. We've mailed over 100,000 letters. We've made more than 5,000 phone calls, more than 55,000 phone calls. And as we get bad information, we try to find that information. You know, we updated 13,000 addresses and over 5,000 phone numbers. Again, opening the lines of communications with the debtors, with the defendants, is the best way of communications. We don't have, unless we want to arrest them and put them all in jail, there's not a good way to collect it other than through communications. So that's what we try to focus on with our collections. On the next 4 pages, we also break down each of the, or actually the next 5 pages, we break down each of the individual courts. Judge Daniels, thank you for being here with us today to hear the report. Precinct 1, we actually have our highest percentage of payments at 52%, with just under $2 million in turnover. We've mailed 26,000 letters, and we've made more than almost 15,000 phone calls on their behalf. Precinct 2 is our largest volume. We've been collecting for them the longest, and we've got almost 50% in collections. We've got, over almost 45,000 letters and over 18,000 phone calls made on their behalf, and it's resulted in a very good collection percentage, very good total resolution percentage. Judge Duncan and Judge Adams, again, are the 2 smallest courts as far as turnover goes. And, for those, we've also have very good percentages of resolution. For Judge Duncan, almost 10,000 letters made, 6,700 phone calls made. And for Judge Adams, again, 8,000 letters, 5,700 phone calls. And again, finally with Judge Norris, where Judge Norris they've undergone a pretty good plan of resolution, and that's fine reductions, dismissals, job credits, community service, cases sent in error, where we like to clean up the older cases. And in this case, we've done the best job there in Judge Norris's course in Precinct 5, because we need to, want to make sure we have as accurate a roll of debtors and accurate roll of defendants as possible, so that we can see what we have accurate as far as what is there to collect. In addition to looking at the life of the contract, we also want to look at what we've done in the last year. In the last year, there's been $372,000 worth of fines that have been turned over just for collections. And in that time, there's been 319,000 payments and almost $100,000 resolved. So the good news is that we are removing more from the roll than is being added to it each year. And so overall, that's what we want to see, is that we're chipping away on that total roll. The dollars amounts are coming down. Last year, we've mailed 3,100 letters, and we've made almost 6,000 phone calls. The next is just where your top debtors are. Most of them obviously are right here in the county. We also go down into Jacksonville and over into Tyler for your top 10 zip codes for where the debtors are located. Not much has changed on this. Jacksonville moved from number 10 last year up to number 8, so we might have had more people speeding through here, so we'll work on collecting that. And then the final page is the map, and I just like to show this because it shows where all the tickets are being issued. We have added a ticket from Anchorage in the last year, since we did a report last year, and the ticket we had in Wyoming and in North Dakota both got paid, so those ones fell off the map. So now we have about 3 states where the Tourism Bureau needs to attract more people to Henderson County. Do you have any questions?
Court? You mentioned you first started providing these services to the county through Precinct 2, and that was
Yes, sir.
when?
That was in
2013?
2013.
Well, the official date was 11/13/12, but we started collecting in January.
Okay. And then the other JP precincts came on when?
2017.
In 2017. Okay. Court?
It looks like that across our county is about 30% of outstanding cases in every precinct.
Okay.
Is that about, say, an average across the state or different counties that y'all deal with? Or is that a high number of outstanding?
The amount that's still outstanding? Actually, Henderson County collections are really, really high. I do these reports for 3 different counties, and as far as the percentage between what's outstanding, what's been paid, and what gets resolved, which are basically their debts they're the amounts that get wiped out without actually being paid. Henderson County is one of the highest that we do.
Commissioners?
I was going to ask one question. I noticed that Judge Daniels had a program here a few months ago on your deal on, was it a reduction on some of the old cases from way back? And I think if they came in, they got a reduction. I don't remember exactly how your program was, but how did that turn out?
Well, it was offered, it wasn't very successful. I think we had maybe 3 people
Yeah.
that took advantage of the canvas. We had a lot of calls, but people that came up with the cash didn't do like we hoped they would.
Yeah. So that was a hope to get some of the old ones took off the books
Yes,
and
they were
clear them out.
Back past 2017, I believe, was the year that we cut off.
That's a good point that's raised, is that in all of our delinquent fines and so forth, there are those that will be uncollectible.
Absolutely.
And if you would expand upon that.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons why it can become uncollectible. I mean, the biggest reason why is if someone dies. You know, we don't have the ability to then go collect. It's not like for our delinquent property tax collection where that lien is going to run with the property. This is a debt that is with the actual defendant in the case, whoever has that ticket. And so, you know, as stuff gets older, it gets harder and harder to collect because people move away. People get these tickets that are, you know, as we saw on the heat map, all across the country. And so the older it gets, the more difficult it is. You know, we really have to come back into Henderson County in order for us to get it, other than through the communications with the letters and the phone calls.
And one thing we would add is that each year the amount of delinquents that are handed over is a small percentage of what is total for the annual for the court. Isn't that an honest assessment?
I think you're right, Judge.
Yeah, that is correct. And I can say that between 2023 and 2020, the previous 12 months and 12 months prior to that, it was actually about 30%, about 25% less turned over to us for collections during the course of that year. So whether it's people are paying their tickets without it being turned over to us, or whether there's been fewer tickets that have been written. And that's kind of a pattern we've been seeing statewide too.
Court, anything further?
Judge Daniels?
Oh, yes, sir, Judge.
I think if you look at our court's numbers over time, we got over 50% collection rate and a 17% resolve. So those numbers have been coming steadily down, and that's, I truly a lot of it is the work that they do.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Court, any further questions? Further comments?
Nope, that's all I have. Thank you. Thank you all for allowing us to be here today to present.
Well, we appreciate the work that y'all do for us. Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir.
Item number 3 is consider and discuss a presentation from the Friends of the Library. And court, this morning, we have representatives here. You'll see that we were provided with these wonderful gift bags. So please, for those in the audience, introduce yourself and
Well,
you have the
thank
floor.
you, Judge McKinney, Commissioners. My name is Kathy Schrader. I live in Precinct 4, and I'm here today representing the Friends of the Library, which is a nonprofit organization that supports our county library. And most people who come before you requesting money. But our only reason for being here today is to say thank you. The county provides the salaries and the benefits, excuse me, for our library staff, our physical building and its upkeep, and a small book budget. This is the core around which our library exists. Pardon me. And we are deeply thankful for your commitment to our citizens. A few 2024 statistics. 34,000 physical books checked out and 12,000 e-books. And books are the core, but we go way beyond that in what we do. Over 28,000 people walked through our doors. Free internet and 8 public computers that stayed busy all the time. 542 free library programs that were hosted by our staff of 7, many focused on providing library or young literacy skills for children, which we know is a win-win for our citizens. 625 new library cards were issued, 8,500 website visits, and 108,000 Facebook visits. Our outreach continues to grow. While you provide the core, funds for programming and most books come from other sources, including grants, the City of Athens, donations, and our organization, the Friends of the Library. We are a nonprofit organization under the umbrella of the Public Library Fund, and our doors are open to all citizens. We raise money and we volunteer. The Friends contribute by supporting over 400 spring break, summer, and year-round programs for people of all ages, volunteering more than 500 hours of service at the library, covering subscriptions for the Dallas Morning News and other publications, serving as a conduit for grants that fund library programs, supporting staff development, and providing supplies in addition to books. The library is a center of technology with computers and free internet, a place to sit and read daily newspapers, a place of community for teens and children, a resource for those who prefer e-books, and a place where our citizens continue to grow and develop and achieve. And that is all provided by you, the county. We are so thankful for your commitment to the residents of our county by providing these essential library services. Thank you for your time today. And as you mentioned, Judge McKinney, you have a bag of goodies and treats. It has water in it as well as treats and information about the library. But we just want to say thank you very much.
Ms. Schrader, thank you. Well, I know you have some additional members here.
We do. Sue Ellen Shaw is our president. We have Kim, who is our treasurer. We have Patsy Fowler and her husband. And again, we just want to say thank you so very much for all of your support, all that you do to give access to information for the future citizens as well as our current citizens, because the children, we all know that educated children do better as citizens of a county. So thank you so much.
Court, questions, comments?
Thank you very much.
You know, so what's your furthest member or a card holder that has a card at your library from, say, outside Athens?
We have them all over the county. While the predominant percentage is in the Athens area, it is well utilized by the entire county.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
And in fact, we have people who come from other counties for our story time because we have such good programs for children.
Awesome.
So,
I was, so I sat as the vice chair of the Cedar Creek Lake Literacy Fund that is in conjunction with the Dolly Parton Foundation. And getting into that, just the way she started, her dad couldn't read on a third grade level at 8th grade. And so now it's like 1 in 6 children are not able to read or write by the time that they enter school or whatever. So we've started that program, but I know that behind the scenes of what y'all do is integrated to our school systems and local kids. So thank you for what your team does.
well, thank you again for your support. Thank you.
Just like to say thank you for all y'all do too.
Well,
Thank y'all.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 4 is consider and take action on a proclamation in remembrance of Texas Independence Day, and was hoping today to have representatives available. I know that Ms. Sickle is normally here, Ms. Starr. Pardon? Yes, and he had surgery, so it's become an annual thing with us that we kind of take a lot of pride in over the last 15, 20 years in really noting Texas independence. And of course, the actual Battle of the Alamo has commenced. And this is the 190th anniversary of the 189th anniversary of Texas independence. And we've got this resolution here today that says, whereas March the 2nd, 2025 is the 189th anniversary of Texas Independence Day, when 56 brave Texians and Tejanos met at Washington on the Brazos to declare Texas an independent nation, signing the Texas Declaration of Independence on the date of March the 2nd, 1836. And whereas these 56 men signed the Texas Declaration of Independence and continued to draft a constitution, pledging their lives and fortunes in securing a free and independent Texas, despite the disastrous events occurring at the Alamo and Goliad. And whereas remembering March 2nd, 1836, every year is necessary and proper to remind the citizens of Henderson County, Texas, of the sacrifices made by our ancestors, the valiant men and women who risked their lives and fortunes to gain an independent Texas and establish a new republic that 10 years later became the 28th state of the United States of America, our beloved state of Texas. Whereas the citizens of Henderson County, Texas, wish to join the Sons of the Republic of Texas and all of the citizens of Texas in observance and remembrance of the 189th anniversary of this important event in Texas history. Therefore, we, the Commissioners Court of Henderson County, Texas, proclaim March the 2nd, 2025 as Texas Independence Day and urge all citizens of the county to celebrate this historic event that gave us an independent Texas and republic. Court, as again, we do this every year in honoring Independence Day and the signing of that declaration. And then we follow up in April when we actually win the independence, April the 21st, at the Battle of San Jacinto. So it's really something that we enjoy. I remember the stories with our presenters that we would have. And Ms. Brown, the gentleman that came before Clayton Starr, and I cannot remember his name. We lost him in 20 or 21. Luna, Mr. Luna. Always had us a wonderful tidbit of history, much like Paul Harvey would in the rest of the story. So they were all missed here today. We wish them all well. So court comments, discussion of this resolution? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the proclamation in remembrance of Texas Independence Day as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item number 5 is consider and take action on a resolution commemorating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the American Declaration of Independence. Court and those gathered here with us, some would say, oh, what are you doing? This is 17 months ahead of what will be the 250th anniversary of our signing of the Declaration of Independence. Well, that's true. It is. But if you will remember, in 1976, when we had the 200th anniversary, there were celebrations everywhere. Every small town across Texas had a celebration. I can even remember the parade in Eustis. You know, there was probably 400 people in Eustis in 1976. We had a parade. Here we are embarking on the 250th anniversary, and through meeting with Ms. Sarah Jane Brown, with the Daughters of the American Revolution, and her discussions with Mr. Sickle with the Sons of the American Revolution, it is time to start that process again, to prepare for an event that really should be marked with not only as a historic remembrance, but with pride and celebration, because of all that it gives to us. This is the starting shot for that, and we encourage everyone, every community, every organization to work together coming forward so that we can do this 250th anniversary correctly. And the Daughters and the Sons of the American Revolution are standing right there as partners with us. We are going to have a flag raising, a commemorative flag raising tomorrow at noon at the courthouse. Ms. Brown, would you like to come up and add to this? Ms. Brown has procured some commemorative flags, and if you would, from your seat, if you would describe those flags.
Oh, they're red, white, and blue, and in the middle of it, it says 250th anniversary. And so we're going to raise one of these tomorrow at noon. The judge has honored us with pulling the cords. And it'll be a short ceremony. Mr. Sickles going to come in uniform from the Revolutionary War. I'm so old, I was on the 2000 committee. And yes, we had large events all during the year. So basically you start early, so you have all this in place to go through the year. And then the end of it will be July the 4th. So hopefully it'll be as good as it was last time.
Hopefully so. Court, questions, discussion? Well, hearing none of it, we want to encourage those that wish to attend the event tomorrow to please come. It will be at noon at the courthouse on the northeast corner, where we hope to kick this off and really encourage all communities, all civic organizations, schools, everyone to please get involved and to set forth a wonderful celebration. Yes, 17 months from now, but it takes time. So, Court, anything else? I will read the declaration or the proclamation, which is, whereas the American Declaration of Independence stands as a foundational document in the annals of the United States history. And whereas the 4th of July in the year of 1776, representatives of the 13 American colonies affixed their signatures to the Declaration of Independence. And whereas the Declaration of Independence proclaimed the severance of the colonies' ties with Great Britain and established the United States of America as a sovereign nation. And whereas the Declaration of Independence has served as a beacon of hope and inspiration for those who cherish liberty across the globe. And whereas the impending 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence represents a momentous occasion in the chronicles of the United States. And whereas the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Sons of the American Revolution are both organizations dedicated to the remembrance and to the honoring of our ancestors whose efforts laid forth the foundation of this great nation. Therefore, it be resolved that we, the Henderson County Commissioners Court, do hereby formally express a call for commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the American Declaration of Independence, and be it further resolved that we earnestly encourage all citizens, organizations, schools, and local governments within Henderson County to join with the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Sons of the American Revolution in preparation for this significant anniversary. Court, comments? If not, entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the resolution commemorating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the American Declaration of Independence as presented. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. See you tomorrow. Item 6. Consider and take action on the 2024 racial profiling report from the Henderson County Constable Precinct 3 for filing purposes only. And court, the submission, as with previous submissions, is an exemption due to the constable not doing traffic stops. Any questions or comments? Entertain a motion for filing purposes only.
I'll make the motion for filing purposes only.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the 2024 racial profiling report from the Henderson County Constable Precinct 3 for filing purposes only. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 7 is consider and take action on Henderson County's Child Welfare Services contract with the Texas Department of Family Protective Services, with the new contract beginning on October 1, 2025, and ending on September 30th, 2032. Ms. Vaughn.
Good morning, Court. So Title 4E provides reimbursements for legal expenditures related to child welfare, training for attorneys, salaries for the attorneys and admin, equipment, and foster care maintenance. This renewal happens every 7 years. I've updated the budget, and I'll submit those contracts to DFPS upon approval.
Court, questions?
This contract, are the contracts running out?
Yes, it renews in September,
Yeah. And then the one previously we had was 7 years?
2018.
Okay.
And this mainly funds the legal
The
side?
salaries of the attorneys for DFPS, it provides maintenance for for foster care. The children receive a monthly stipend, training for the attorneys, legal representation as well, and it's a percentage based on the population.
Okay. Any other questions? This requires signature authorization.
Yes, I will provide those documents
Okay.
after court.
Court, if there's no further questions, entertain a motion with the county judge's authorization to sign.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the Child Welfare Services contract with the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, with the new contract beginning October 1, 2025 and ending in September 30th of 2032 with the county judge's authorization to sign. Any further comments? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8, consider and take action to move Road and Bridge Precinct 4 employee RB 402 from pay grade 10, step 8, to pay grade 260, step 5. Commissioner?
Yes, Court, I have one employee that's been with me for several years, and he's been in the equipment operator 1 position, and I'm getting ready to move him into a different piece of equipment. And I was wanting to move him in his pay grade up to the operator 2 position, and that would increase his pay, around $1,000 a year in the steps I'm putting him in. And I do have it in my budget because I still have a open position that's been open for 2 months now, for a full 2 months. So there's budget money in my budget to cover that for the year. And actually, he'll be going into he's in step 7, and I'll be moving him to step 4, but we'll be budgeting for step 5 because he does step on his anniversary date in July. So that's why we're putting it in those steps right there.
Court, questions? You said you currently have an operator 2 position open?
Yeah, I've got an operator 2 position open that I'm getting ready to fill. And that was the reason I could either move him to it, but the other one that I've got starting too is going to be an operator 2 also. So I was going to have to move this one here to operator 2.
Okay. Court, questions?
So you're creating a new, not the vacant position, a new operator
I'm
too?
not filling a vacant position. I'm just moving that to operator 2, where it'll be operator 2, and I only have one operator 1 position.
And using the funds you saved in the last 2 months to
Yes,
cover
to cover the raise part of it. I didn't move him straight down in the step and keep him in step 7, but I lowered it where it wouldn't be a full move, compared, because that would have put him up there above some of the others that are been here longer. So moved it on down.
Any further questions or comments, court? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to move employee RB-402 from pay grade 210, step 8 to pay grade 260, step 5.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner McCam to move Road and Bridge Precinct 4 employee RB 402 from pay grade 210, step 8 to pay grade 260, step 5. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 9, receive financial reports, which we have none. Item 10 is consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheet, and there are none. Item 11 is consider and take action on submitted contracts, none of those either. Item 12, consider and take action on requests for right-of-way permits, no right-of-ways. 13 is consider and take action on submitted budget amendments, which there are none. But as always, item 14 is consider and take action on payment of bills. Ms. Carpenter.
Yes, sir, we have one set fiscal year 2025 in the amount of $430,194.20.
Commissioner Spivey, questions?
I have no questions, Judge.
Commissioner Tootley?
I have none.
Commissioner McCam?
No question.
Commissioner Richardson?
No questions, Judge.
Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2025 bills in the amount of $430,194.20 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the fiscal year 2025 bills in the amount of $430,194.20 as presented. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Item 15 is consider and take action on submitted plats.
We have one plat in precinct 4, and all fees are paid.
Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, Court, this is a lot in Brown's Landing over on Lake Palestine. The owner is looking to combine two lots together to make one to build a house on.
Court, questions? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve lots 37 and 38, Block A of Brown's Landing Phase 2, creating Lot 37A for filing purposes only.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner Tootley to approve the replat of lots 37 and 38, Block A of Brown's Landing Phase 2, creating Lot 37A for filing purposes only. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 16 is open and consider bids. Mr. Torres.
Good morning. So I have the RFQ packet for architect services for the new elections administration building and the drive-through building. This is RFQ. The proposed dates I have is to have the first advertisement this Saturday, March 1st, second advertisement next Saturday, March 8th, open the bid Tuesday, April 1st, and bring back to court the following Tuesday, April 8th. And this will be open for a month exactly.
Court, questions? If you'll remember our discussions previously concerning the purchase of the Come and Take It building that we're going to be using for election services, given the amount that the refurb of the building will be, it's going to trigger those requirements in statute for architectural services. And we've had additional discussions about future use of the drive-through building, meeting other needs as well. So that's why we included it into this RFQ.
He's got on there to open bids on the 1st and bring it back to court, I guess, on the following week, the 8th. Is that enough time to score these? Is that set in stone, or can we?
That April 8th is to tell the court who all presented.
Oh, who
And
presented, okay.
In qualifications, remember,
Or he won't
Doug-
be choosing anybody, we'll be doing the scoring and stuff.
Correct.
At a later date, that's okay.
and then that scoring will be brought back to court for ratification. Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the fiscal year 2025 request for qualifications for architectural services relating to the Elections Administration Building and the drive-through building. Any further comments? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thanks, sir. Item 17, consider and take action to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam to adjourn at 9:40. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you for being with us today.